Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. We are going to be going over the books that I am getting rid of, unhauling. If you saw my last video, you saw me rearrange all of my shelves and I pulled 30 books off. It's a lot more books than I thought I was going to pull off. And I thought I'd at least kind of discuss them and kind of give my reasonings. Not that I need to, but I'm going to. I was going to give a chance of people saying no, you should keep this because it's one of my favorite books or you should read it, that kind of stuff. I just don't have enough followers, subscribers, or people who would even comment, so that's why I'm probably not going to do that. There might be a couple that I'm still on the if I want to get rid of them or not, so they might sit. I have an empty space kind of over on the side of my shelf and I might just keep them there, but for the most part most of these are just going to be either donated to my local library or the little library that my community has, because I know a handful of these could go over there. So to get right into it, I have a handful of series that I'm actually getting rid of, where I'm getting rid of majority of the books. The first one is going to be the Kennedy Ryan books. We have Long Shot, Block Shot, and Hook Shot. If you had seen my review on this book, you know that I DNF'd this book. I actually didn't even read a single thing about it, because I did not know the contents of this when I went in. I had only ever heard about that this is a really great romance. It's romance, romance, romance. But there is a small warning in the front about what this book contains. And in my opinion, there should be a bigger warning in the book instead of just saying read reviews to see if you want to read this. Is not the biggest thing that I love. Now, I've thought that I could maybe read this and maybe skip over the parts that I don't want to read about, because this does deal with, it says the story contains graphic depictions of intimate partner violence not involving the hero. I don't know, I just think it needed more of a content warning than just that. And so if I'm not going to read it, I'm not going to have it on my shelves. So I just kind of decided to unhaul all 3 of these books because I probably won't read it. I know that's not her only series, and I know her writing is supposed to be really good, so I may look into her other books because I think some of her other ones sound really good as well. So yeah, just this one is not it for me, so we're gonna get it off the shelves. Next up, we have Tessa Bailey. We have 2 of her books here, Secretly Yours and Unfortunately Yours. This is a 1 and 2 book. We have the brother and the sister are the focal points in these. I did not like this series at all. I should have DNF'd this book, and I very much kind of skim read this book because I wanted to give it a chance, but these 2 did not just live up to some of her other books. I've been very back and forth on her stuff. I either think they're kind of like 4-star reads, or they're just completely blown out of proportion of just what they're supposed to be about, and there's just too much stuff going on that I just kind of am like, I don't even believe this. Sometimes they are really fast timelines as well. To me, it's just not believable. I know it's a work of fiction, do whatever you want, but for me, I just don't really like some of those faster romances. And there were some aspects I remember of this one where I was just because what was it? I think it was the 3rd act breakup, where I was just like, this makes absolutely no sense. And they just didn't even talk about it. I guess it could be a miscommunication one, but I don't know, it was just really bad. So these 2, for sure, I knew when I finished them, I was like, they're not staying on the shelves. And it was time to unhaul, so they're not staying on the shelves. Next, I have the Second Year Single by Kara Tanamachi. This one I read in February. I thought it was an okay story. I just kind of didn't enjoy some aspects of this book. There were some of the mother-daughter relationship, of how the mom was always kind of she was that mom that's always mentioning the things of oh, we should do this workout class together, because the mom wants her to lose weight and is just kind of being tricky like that. But I mean, I will say that the main character, the daughter, was very much yeah, mom, okay, whatever, and it didn't exactly hurt her feelings, but some of that talk that goes on about a woman's body just kind of, for me, was a little uncomfortable. I'm not really triggered by any of that, of the FMC calling herself a whale, but I know that other people could, and this one did not have a content warning in here, and I think it should, even though it only happens a couple times in the book. In my opinion, it should have a little bit, because that could trigger people, and I just didn't really like it. So it is going to be one of those that comes off, again, an okay story. It didn't really need to stay on the shelves. Next I have Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. This was literally the first book I read of 2026. I read it in a day, and again, it's one of those where it is a love story that takes place over a month. There's a lot that goes on in this, like a lot that goes on in this that is just kind of like way too much for it to be like almost 400 pages, and you're just like, this all happened in a month. And it was too fast and it was too crazy. It had aspects of being a really good book, but it just kind of like did too many things in one story, and it just did not make the cut of staying on the shelves. And so this one is gonna say goodbye. Okay, next up we have Falling Like Leaves by Misty Wilson. I've been back and forth on this one. This was a good book. Judging by the cover, I did not know this was going to be a young adult. These are high schoolers. I normally don't really like to read about high schoolers, and it's not really, it's not really something that I gravitate towards. I will say I remember the FMC having like very adult reactions as well to things. Now I know like 17 and 18-year-olds, they are adults and they can be act like one, but there was this like this part where she was conversating with the MMC near the end, and I was just like, she sounds like 28-year-old who has like lived this crazy life and has lived and traveled the world, but all like she's 17. It's just kind of one of those books that was just kind of like, okay, I guess, like, I don't know. It, like I said, still a good book, still really good writing. Just for me, not gonna stay on the shelves. Next up, I have been very much questioning if I want to keep this or not. This is The Idea of You by Robin Lee. This is the book that the movie with Anne Hathaway is about, and I didn't realize that until recently when I like was pulling it off the shelf, and I was like, wait, is this what that movie's about? And sure enough, it is. And it's clearly like one of the original, probably it came out in 2017. It might be like an original cover. Haven't seen the movie, don't know if I want to see the movie. Like, it's not on a priority to like see this movie. And so I've been kind of back and forth about keeping this because it does seem like an interesting story. And I love when we have our main characters who are not in their 20s. Or she isn't. She is, does it say her age? She's a 39-year-old. And so I really like and have been getting into books that are about older, not older, but the characters aren't in their 20s. And I don't know, I'm kind of back and forth. Do I want to keep it? Do I not want to keep it? And so it's kind of been one of those that I've like, I think it's going to sit up there. And it might be, like I said, a handful of these I might keep and just be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to pick it up. Or I'm just going to be like, yeah, I'm probably not going to pick it up. And then put it in a next unhaul video. Or like at the end of the year. Hopefully I can get rid of more. But yeah, I'm back and forth on this one. I don't know. We'll see. This next set, we have officially decided to get rid of the Icebreaker Maple Hills, I think. Is that what they are? Maple Hills series. I did not like Icebreaker. Wildfire I thought was okay, and I ended up DNFing Daydream with the possibility of picking it up, but I've kind of fully just decided to not read it and DNF the whole series. So just ones that I don't want this on my shelf anymore. I know some people love this book. It's just not my cup of tea. I kind of feel bad that I'm not finishing this, but I just don't see myself picking it up anytime soon, so might as well get rid of it. Okay, next up we have Playing Hard to Get and Playing by the Rules by Monica Murphy. I recently read this series and it did not meet my expectations. I really liked this book. I think I gave it a 3.5 star. Kind of just a standard college sports romance. And I was really excited to read book 2 because you got hints of book 2 and book 1, but I ended up not liking book 2 at all because it was very just not my type. It was kind of like a forbidden romance where her brother is his best friend. They were like hiding a relationship, but he kept being like, I can't be in a relationship. I need to focus on football so that I can get to the NFL. And then she was just like, if you would just open your eyes, you would see how good we are. And she kept saying that over and over again. I was like, ma'am, stop. Like, stop trying to put, like, it just felt very forced. And yeah, I ended up not really liking this one. So decided to not continue the series. I think there's only one more, but I don't even have it, so not gonna continue it. And these ones, it makes me laugh because you can probably see these little holes, and this one got even more. Our cat got a hold of it somehow and started just going to town on it. So yeah, it got a little damaged in the process, but these aren't staying on the shelves. Okay, we have another series. This is actually going to be book 2 and 3 of this series. I don't even know the series title. But this is Penalized Love and Captured Love. The first one, can I reach it? Sideline Love is the first book in this series. I actually do really like this book. I like the characters and their dynamic that they have. But the other two, I just did not connect with, especially number 3. I did not like how this one acted. It's another series that I've kind of soft DNF'd. There is a 4th book that just came out maybe a month or 2 ago. I just haven't been attracted to pick it up or want to continue it. But I do know Sideline Love. I had read Sideline Love when it first came out on Kindle Unlimited, I believe, and I really enjoyed it, so much to the point that I came back and bought the physical book. But I liked Sideline Love enough to continue the series, but I ended up not liking this. And yeah, I just need to not have these. These are also books that are like a little bit bigger, and they have large font on the inside, so like the books are actually larger than what they could be, and they were just kind of taking up some space on the shelves and just don't need them anymore. This next series, I am back and forth on wanting to keep it or not. I've read this full series and they've kind of just been sitting on the shelves and I don't know what to do, so that's why they made it into this pile. We have the Dreamland Billionaires by Lauren Asher, so we have the fine print, terms and conditions, and final offer. I liked book 1 a lot. Book 2 is probably my favorite of the 3. Final offer was okay, but these are just some very large books. Like, they're ones that I'm not really exactly going to reach for and read again if I want to do a reread. Like, I kind of want to with the fine print in terms of conditions, but like I definitely probably wouldn't with the final offer. I went back and forth on liking this one when I read it. I'm questionable, so I think they're going to sit in that other pile of like, maybe we keep them, maybe we get rid of them type of stuff. But they've made the cut. Like, having this feeling of like, I think they should go in this pile is kind of telling me that I should just probably get rid of it and not keep them, but I don't know. Okay, this next I quite literally have never read these books, and no, I will never pick them up. I don't even know the series title, but we have Veronica Eden is the author, and we have Tempting Devil, Wicked Saint, Ruthless Bishop, and Savage Wilder. So Veronica Eden writes another college series, the Heston U series, and the first book is called Iced Out. There was Trick Play, which was a novella, and then Matching All the Way, which was kind of like a kind of an interconnected to that series, but not fully connected. And I love that series. I think book 2 is finally coming out. We've been waiting years, and it's kind of, I've been on the waiting list for that. I'm just like waiting for that book to come out because I did like what was presented in those other books. But we've just been waiting a few years, and I've almost given up, but I believe book 2 is on the way, especially since she has planned like this to be a 6-book series and we're only on book 1, so we won't talk about that anymore. But she had this other series, and when I went to buy the other books from her website, I decided to grab some other ones, but when I grabbed these, I didn't realize these were also high schoolers. Again, I'm just not comfortable reading about high schoolers, especially if it's going to be explicit material. I don't think it is. I'm not 100% sure. That's why I'm getting rid of these. I have kept them for the longest time just because I do really enjoy these covers. I think these are really cool, and honestly, they'd be really cool tattoos. So whoever did the design on these did a really good job, and that's kind of the reason why I bought them, because I thought they were pretty. Not keeping it. Okay, so Veronica, who I just said, who wrote those last ones, she has a pseudonym? Is that what they're called? And it's Luna Lark, and she has this Rejecting Fates series, and this is Alpha's Burden, the first one. I bought this with those other ones, and I just haven't reached for it, and don't know if I ever will reach for it. But yeah, I'm not 100% positive I'm going to keep this. I think I'm going to put this in my my maybe pile and kind of go from there, because I'm not sure what I want to do exactly, so this is gonna hide over there. Next, I have A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair. This is like book 6 or something. Let me give you the right information first, because I think this is like a 7-book series. Oh, this is a 7-book series, and this is book 7. And I've never bought the other ones. Are they all about Hades and Persephone? 7 books about one couple? I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by it, but I'm kind of not. I've never had it in me to actually go out and buy the other ones or seek the other ones. I kind of just decided that, especially knowing that it's book 7 of 7, I'm not going to keep this book. If it were book 2, I'd maybe be a little bit more interested, and I'd like can read book 1 and then decide if I want to continue it. But yeah, having book 7 is not exactly there. So, and I've had this for like 3 years. I think I bought it accidentally right when it came out. I remember reading the back thinking it was like a good thing, like I wanted to read it. It doesn't have like a number on the back, or like it doesn't say, oh, like somewhere in the front, read these other books before you read this one. So it kind of, we need to start putting numbers on books, people. Okay, these next 3, I'm very, very on the line of keeping them. But I have the Nightfall series by Chloe C. Penarenda, and I'm not for sure. We have The Stars Are Dying, The Night is Defying, and The Dark is Descending. Now, I've read the first one, and basically when I did my review on it for YouTube, I could barely remember what happened. And I took that as a sign of, okay, we probably shouldn't continue the series. And then I read reviews. People say book 2 got better, left you on a cliffhanger, and then book 3 was good as well. However, in book 3, like the first couple pages before you get to the first chapter, it says that you should probably read her other series before you read book 3, because you're introduced to everybody in that series, and that if you read book 3 in this, it could maybe give away stuff in the other series. And I kind of found that wrong in my head. I was like, don't make me buy 5 other books so that I could read this one. I just don't like that. Like, what if I didn't enjoy the series? Why would I pick up your other one, kind of thing? So I don't know, I just kind of felt a little tricked. The reason why I wanted to keep them is because they are all, well, let me pull them all up. They all have these beautiful sprayed edges. They all have these really pretty covers, and there's artwork all on the inside of them. But I just don't know if I'm going to keep continuing the series. And if I'm not going to continue the series, why would I keep the books? Very questionable on it. If anybody has read these, please, please, please let me know if I should continue it and keep them, or if I shouldn't, because I don't know if I want to waste time on books that I may not like. I'm not for sure. Please let me know. The last 2, easily I'll go over this one. Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter. I have the regular published one and the Book of the Month version. I got this in Book of the Month because I wanted it. It was literally on my 26 for 2026. Then I was surprised with someone pre-ordering it for me for my birthday. So I got the regular one. And I've actually just finished this book recently. I loved it. It was really fun. And I'm going to keep this version of it and not the Book of the Month version of it. So that one's going to go. The last one, I have decided to get rid of My Husband's Wife by Alice Feeney. Basically, I read the first 50 pages of it. I have learned that I am not somebody who likes an unreliable narrator. DNF'd it and have decided not to continue it because I just don't think I'm going to be into it, and I may or may not have spoiled the ending for myself. I may have looked up what happened, and let's just say I'm even more confused, but confused to the point where I'm not going to pick it up. Not confused that I need to know what happens or how it breaks down. Confused on, okay, I'm going to let you have it, and I'm going to try her other books, because this was my first Alice Feeney. And I did not like it. I have Rock, Paper, Scissors on my list. I've heard really good things about that one. And some people said that Rock, Paper, Scissors is a lot better than this. So I'm going to go with that and just not keep this. But that is all 30 books that I am deciding to unhaul. If you are still here, thank you so much for sticking around. I really do appreciate it. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you don't know what to comment, let me know if I should keep any of these. And I will see you on the next one. Bye!